Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another video on Skylanders Ring of Heroes. And today we're going to be diving in and talking about anything and everything to do with Portamasters. We're going to be giving you guys what Portamaster is good for what, why we feel that they are good, what makes one Portamaster better than another Portamaster, and basically just anything and everything you need to know when it comes to the different Portamasters. And yes, that includes the brand new one. But as always, before we dive in, if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all those latest and greatest mobile games, then be sure to smash that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking a look at the Portamasters. So, if you don't already know, a lot of players right now are currently using my man, George. That is right. So, if you don't know anything about George, he is going to be the OP survivability Portamaster. A lot of players right now currently in the game are utilizing George from anything from, the adventure mode to boss fights to C5 to, dark subjugation, pretty much anywhere. And that's going to be because his shield ability is absolutely good. I mean, it's the best Portamaster in my opinion to mitigate damage. And so what I mean by that is you're going to be able to throw the shield up onto all of your Skylanders for one turn. If you use it and time it correctly, it can be a game changer, especially in something like the dark subjugation round on that third phase, when you were trying to do as much damage as possible before the fight, officially ends, or before he wipes your team out, because the longer the fight goes, if you don't already know, he does way more damage to your Skylanders. But with that being the case, George is going to be that number one, in my opinion, that number one Portamaster that a lot of players are currently taking advantage of. But like I said, so that's going to be, pretty much where he comes into play. A couple of the cons, though. Now, there are a couple cons when you look at George compared to some of the other Skylanders, including that one and only new one. So we'll dive into her in a second, but taking a look at him, there's a couple cons. The first one is going to be that his ability actually costs 35 core power at the start, which is actually very, very high. It's going to cost a lot. You're going to have to do a lot of attacks in order to build it up to 35. So therefore, you're not going to be able to pop his ability off as much as you would like. And not only that, with it being a survivability skill, the downside is that if it's not properly timed, especially if you're trying to run things auto in this game, he's going to pop off a shield ability when you absolutely don't need it. Some of those errors would be like if the boss is knocked down and, you already know that if it's going to go to his turn, after you finish consuming all of your mana, the boss doesn't attack because he's knocked down. And with that being the case, the AI will definitely fudge almost 9 out of 10 times, throw up the shield right at the end of the turn. It goes to the boss. The boss doesn't have anything to do because he's knocked down. He just wakes up. It comes back to your turn. Your shield's gone and wasted. So again, that's going to be one of the big things. The second thing is that he's not very good for PvP. Now, I know, you're going to be telling me, but Kodeations, I see people all the time using this Portamaster in a PvP. Well, for one, that's going to be because it's going to be their defense team, and they're not actively playing, or manually playing against your comp, for one. Two, the second thing is because that's the only Portamaster that they've invested in. And with that being the case, you're going to want to throw in whatever you have, the best or the highest level or whatever, and again, with that being the case, this guy is going to be used everywhere in this game. So with that being the case, a lot of players are going to have him. They're going to try to use him everywhere. But not only that, he does fit well with a defense composition, because since it's not a live or real-time action, PvP against another player, it's not going to be a bad thing to utilize something like the shield, because all it's going to do is benefit, and cover your team members up, and then, when the enemy team attacks, whenever the hell they attack, they will basically hopefully not do any damage. So again, not a bad Skylander, or not a bad Portamaster to use. Definitely, probably, in my opinion, I don't know if I want to say the best. Is he the best? I think he's overall the best. And what I mean by that is especially just because even late game players are still going to be trying to utilize his shield in floors like covering C6 or the 6th floor. covering the 5th floor, especially if you're trying to get that 20 times auto, that 3-star clear. He's definitely going to be very vital for something like that, or at least for most team compositions. So with that being said, let's dive into the brand spanking new Portamaster. Now, if you don't know about this chick, if you have not spent your 50,000 gold or whatever it is to buy her, I highly recommend picking her up. And the reason why I say is because I have tested her out. I've checked in with some whales in the game. They've tested her out. I've checked in with some free-to-play and beginners on this game, and they have checked her out, and I will absolutely back her up 1%, that's horrible, 100% of the time, because this chick is absolutely ridiculous. Especially, I'm going to tell you this right now, especially for those early game free-to-play comps. And what I mean by that is that if you are looking to grind out Skylanders Ring of Heroes, maybe you're watching this video for the first time, you just picked up the game, you're starting to play the game, the biggest and the best advice that I can give any player, new player, is grind out the adventure mode as far as possible. So just keep on plummeting through. Don't invest in gear, don't invest in anything, don't spend or waste any gold, any resources, just grind the entire campaign, the adventure mode, as far as possible. And with that being the case, your main focus is to definitely put out additional damage. As much damage as you can put out is going to help you clear floors, or not floors, help you clear stages, help you clear those islands, and help you further progress in the adventure mode. And with that being the case, that's going to be where this Portamaster comes into play. So her base skill is grants the attack up by 50% on all allies for 1 turn. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that her consumed core power starts off at base 30. That's ridiculously good. That's 5 less than the Shield Portamaster. Again, I can't stress it enough, you are looking to maximize your damage output, especially early game, because your whole goal is to try to grind out those stages, clear as far as you can into the adventure mode, because that is going to be where you're going to want to farm, is wherever the maximum stage that you can do in whatever boss is currently on that island, okay? So with that being the case, you definitely want that early game attack. She's also going to be very good for a lot of farming teams, so once you get to a boss stage, aka 1-7 hard, for instance, that a lot of people are currently grinding out right now. With that being the case, she's going to be, once you can 3-star and auto clear, 20 times auto clear that 1-7 hard, just normally with your Skylanders, with or without a Portamaster, she is only going to increase your farming time, because you're going to be able to throw her on your Portamaster. She's going to give the buff whenever she gives the buff. And with that being the case, she's going to be able to just add to your team 50% as her base. Now, the next thing you need to know is once you level her up and you actually increase her individual skill level, look at this. It actually drops down by 4 core power. So she's actually going to drop down to that 26 core power requirement. Just is ridiculously good. So she's going to be able to just basically do, I mean, what, 70%? Yeah, so look at this. So 5%, 5%, and another 10%. So additional 20% on top of her 50% of attack boost. So she's going to be boosting your Skylanders by 70%. Ladies and gentlemen, that is insane. Not only that, the next thing that she does, if you look at her actual level up skills here, you can actually see that she increases the crit rate on specific fire Skylanders because her element is fire. Why is that insane? Well, because a lot of teams right now, if you are using the exploding composition, like the Smolder Dash comp, the Spitfire comp, the Ember comp, anything like that when it comes to fire, this is the Portamaster for you, because she's not only going to give you that crit rate on that elemental bonus, but she's also going to be increasing your attack by 180. And not only that, like I said, once you level her up and skill her up, it's going to be 70% of a boost. That is massive. Not only that, it drops it down to a 26 required core power. Very, very good Portamaster. Do not sleep on my girl over here. I'm telling you, she's going to be very, very good. And like I said, and not only that, just very vital in general. Just, I mean, overall, super good. Increase your farming time. She's going to be very good for PvP, especially because for your attacking teams, just put that note in there, because you're going to be able to time your nukes specifically. So even like a team composition like mine, which my hardest hitter is going to be relying on Robo to pop off an absolute single target nuke damage ability. She's very, very good for that. Is for PvP. I can save up, wait till I get all of his skills off of cooldown, pop that ability, and then once I pop up that, Curious Force, once I pop that, it increases my damage output. Then I just hammer whoever I want to nuke on the enemy team with my Robo skills. So again, very, very good unit. Don't sleep on her. One con that she does have here, though, again, is like I mentioned, she's very good with buffing an attack and giving that attack bonus, but she lacks in survivability. So when you take a look at somebody like, George over here, he is all about survivability, all about keeping your team alive, and all about mitigating that damage. Rio, however you want to say her name, is not. She does not have that survivability aspect. There's going to be a lot of later game players that aren't going to be utilizing her so much, especially if you were trying to get those 3-star clears on the 4th floor, 5th floor, or hell, even the 6th floor of the Cyclops dungeon. You're not going to be, utilizing her a whole lot until you can obviously get that 3-star auto. But once you get that 3-star auto and you actually can get to that point, then again, she is going to be a good unit to, or a good Portamaster to definitely feature on your team. So again, do not sleep on her. I don't know if I mentioned a whole lot of cons when it comes to George, but I just wanted to double check to make sure I mentioned that is going to be, so some of his cons are going to be not very good in PvP, especially for attacking teams. The second thing is his shield is very, very hard, to early game to get to that 35 mark on each round, because you're going to be killing things so much faster than you would in mid and late game. So again, not a very good early game hero or Portamaster, but overall just a very good one. The next 2 Portamasters that we have on the list here, or not a list, but that we have in the game, we're not going to dive too heavy into them just because they're very situational. And what I mean by that is taking a look at this guy, for instance, the tech one here. Again, it affects all allies, but it increases the turn of the buff effects on all allies by 1 turn. So, I mean, it's okay, all right? I mean, like if you were building a full-on support team that would just basically relies on increasing buffs, then I would say it's not a bad way to go. But I just don't know if his kit or his skill is going to be very vital over something like, George's or Rio's skill here. Again, he just needs some little TLC comp to us. Give him some TLC, man. Maybe we'll end up utilizing this guy eventually. But another thing that you can take a look at here is going to be his elemental bonus. And then his elemental bonus is going to be accuracy. So again, not anything game-changing, game-breaking, not going to really, be anything that you're going to want to dive into. I will tell you one thing, though. I believe it's evasion, or not evasion, tech. Is it just only for tech? Yeah, it's only for tech. So you can see that the tech is going to only be the one that gets the accuracy. He does give some defense, though, which, again, it's one of those freaking Portalmasters. But nevertheless, Bruno, you need some TLC, buddy. You're going to be benched at least for, probably the end of time. The next one up is going to be one we have played a lot with, and I'm absolutely enjoying her because she goes very, very nicely with my evasion team composition. Video coming to you guys soon. I know I keep on telling you that. I know I keep on hyping it up, but I'm telling you, it's absolutely insane. Some of the evasion numbers and percentages that we are popping off with our gear shift, but nevertheless, her skill is actually going to be grants evasion rate up by 30% effect on all allies for 1 turn. And then her skill ups obviously increase that as well by 20%. So you'll be doing a 50% effect on all allies. And then it also does drop her consume power from 22 down by 4. So again, very, very cheap Portalmaster skill to use, and then proc off. You don't have to do as many attacks. Not only that, she's increasing your evasion by 50%, which goes very, very nicely with my evasion comp. But sadly, that is it. What I mean by that is Eugene is definitely a situational, especially a special team composition Portalmaster. She's not going to be one for those early game players, mid game players, hell, not even those late game players that are looking to mitigate damage, cover as much content as possible. But nevertheless, I do enjoy playing around with her, especially especially when it comes to my evasion composition. So, like I said, we are still currently working on that gear shift, that Robo Boomer over here in Sprocket. So we're currently waiting and trying to grind out one more of these evolution splendors, which hopefully we can get today. But that's going to be it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any additional information or comments you would like to add to the video, drop them down below in the comment section. I hope everybody has a fantastic and wonderful Sunday before going back to work, if you have to go back to work. And if you are off to the end of the year, well then congratulations, man. Enjoy your vacation and holiday season. And with that being the case, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And I will see you guys on the next one.